to my channel. My name is Melissa Morell and I'm a personal stylist for the everyday woman. It means I spend my day styling women just like yourself. So lumps, bumps in all the right places, the wrong places, petite ladies, tall ladies, you name it, there isn't a body shape that I don't dress. And we do this through our styling consultancy company, where we have many stylists who style both face-to-face and online. And we also run a styling academy which teaches people how to dress for their body shape. It teaches you how to dress for your curves, and it also has a professional course teaching people how to become personal stylists. So that's enough about me though. So today we are focusing on winter essentials. Now there are certain winter essentials that we all need: coats, jumpers, jeans, boots, things like that. But within each of those categories, there are certain styles and certain colours of items that mean that they mix and match with everything else in your wardrobe really well. So they are the basic items that we would always take along to a client's house so that we can build the personality of the client into them. But it might have slight differences. So for example, I might like a cashmere jumper like I'm wearing right now. This is one of the Lilysilk ones, which is just absolutely beautiful. I've shown this probably 100 times before, and that's because I wear it genuinely all of the time. I've got nothing underneath it, literally just my bra. It is not itchy whatsoever. It also comes in lots of different styles. I'll show you that in a minute. But I might like a cashmere jumper, but somebody else might not like a cashmere feel. But we would still encourage them to buy a neutral colour in the jumper so that any colour coat goes with it. So that's what we're going to do today. We're going to take each segment bit by bit, and I'm going to show you how we approach it from a professional point of view when we are developing a capsule winter wardrobe for our clients. Now before we get into it, you know what I'm going to ask. If you can press that subscribe button please, it really does help our channel. Okay, so starting off with jumpers, and the reason why we always start with jumpers is because it's this middle bit here that allows us to layer over in the winter. If we stick just first of all to a neutral colour, it means that we're going to get more longevity and more mix and match styles for our client. So in this wardrobe here, I'm always going to show you way more examples than you'd actually have in your wardrobe, by the way. But as you can see, let's move this side. There is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different types of white jumpers, 7 including this. And if we pick out a couple here, so these are all Lilysilk ones, by the way. I'm obsessed with them for the winter time because they're just so cozy and really, really nice and warm. But as you'll see here, we've got a deep V-neck. We've got a higher, just normal crew neck, both in the cardigans. Now they're really handy in the winter time because obviously you can either wear them down or you can just wear them underneath your coat where you actually can't see them, but it's adding in a layer of warmth, but your middle panel here still stays on show. So depending on your bust size, depending on your style, it could be any one of these 3 things in your wardrobe. But where we don't want you to stop is just at the one, because the one alone is going to restrict you. So for example, with a neutral jumper, personally I'd always make sure I'd got one that is a jumper and then one that is a cardigan with the neckline suitable to my bust size so that I can open it up. I've also got a hooded vest top here. So for a slightly more casual look whereby that hood is going to stick out on a coat, that would probably make up my second or my third one. And there is a really lovely example. Oh, hello!
Hello, hello, hello.
Good morning.
Hello.
Oh, you actually come. Oh, okay, we are graced with her presence today. This is Kirsten, everybody.
Yes, well.
Hello, hi. Have you got some time today?
I can make time today. I'm not normally out at this neck of the woods. I just happened to have a client here nearby yesterday, so I stayed
Did that
over.
go well?
It went really well.
Yes, yeah.
I thought I'd come in and see the team, seeing as I'm not local that often, and maybe get a bit of.
And you're online styling from here, aren't you? Later
today, I'm.
Okay, all right. So I tell you what we're going to do is you can help me here on this YouTube video for a bit.
Okay.
Okay. So I will let you go and put your bag down and things like that. So why don't you go and get settled, come back, and you can join me on the video.
Good.
All right.
See you.
Okay, so we're joined by Kirsten. I don't think I officially introduced her earlier on, but Kirsten is one of our stylists.
Hello.
Located in London.
In London.
Yeah, don't let the Scottish accent fool you, although you do go up to Scotland for us, don't you, quite
Scotland,
a bit?
Whenever we get the odd styling request up north, and I can hop on the train and meet my clients there.
Yeah, colour specialist, body shape specialist, basically does everything that every other stylist does for us in the company as well. But we are going to get straight back into this because I know we're stuck for time today. So I was just pulling out the V-neck version because lots of our clients always need a V-neck, don't they? But finding a good quality V-neck is actually really difficult. Again, another Lilysilk one. The length on this one is beautiful, as too is the drape. It just hangs super nicely. This is the extra small, and I'd say they're coming up quite large. Like on your small frame, for example, that would be... Yeah, that would be really quite long, wouldn't it? So I would say if you're probably 5'4" and above, that's going to come as a good length. But anything smaller than that, then that's probably going to be too long unless you're okay with tucking in, which you absolutely can do. But it's also got that lovely detail at the bottom, hasn't it?
Lose that,
yeah, not really. But the reason why this is a good one is because of the stitching detail. So it's going to give us structure across here because you've got that horizontal line. The stitching on the armpit as well goes there rather than the stitching on the arm like a raglan sleeve. I always add in a shoulder pad as well to create a bit of structure if you're a little bit rounded. So assuming that you've got your neutrals there, and given that we've got a colour specialist today, can everyone wear a neutral?
Of course, everyone can wear a neutral. I guess what you might want to kind of think about is the warmth of your skin tone. And I think sometimes people get confused around colour and what suits them and what doesn't. My advice is always just to kind of go with your instinct. Quite often if you pull a colour up and then put maybe a stark white beside it, you'll naturally see that you suit the warmer one over the cooler one. Don't overthink it. I think often it's just your gut feeling. And try a few things on. If you try 2 tops in quick succession, straight away you'll see which one sort of lights up your face and which one doesn't. Yeah.
I always say as well is look in your own wardrobe because instinctively you've probably already got a neutral in there that you like. And so whenever I go on a wardrobe restyle, that's my instinct to know what the client likes. But assuming that you've got all your whites in, oh, I just spotted this one. I'm sorry, I have to come back to this. I wore this today. I'm going to put a picture up. It's a double-ended. It's got, I know, it's got pockets. And that is proving to be a really popular one by all of our clients. It's just such a beautiful, heavy knit and so practical with that really big, thick collar. Often ladies with the bigger busts, they struggle with a higher neck, don't they? So if we can get a zip on them, it gives us a vertical line, but still allows the neckline to stick up. So I'll show you what I mean at the side of me. But sorry, I divert. So once we've done the neutrals, we can move on to colour, can't we?
We can move on to colour.
Okay, so what have we got here?
What do we have here? We've got these gorgeous sort of light brown camel-y colours, which I personally love because I think they kind of go with my slightly warmer skin tone. Into the chocolate brown. I mean, that is absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, so we've had that quite a few times underneath things when we went to M&M.
Indeed, I tried that on actually. So you can wear that obviously with just a bare arm or maybe a tight tank underneath or a white shirt perhaps. So it's really versatile. It's really a gorgeous sort of piece.
But here's a question for you, given that I've got you on today. So we're going to exploit her for all her colour knowledge today. So these are the colours that I gravitated towards this season. So these are actually my jumpers. This is a new one actually.
Oh, that's lovely.
I know, how beautiful is that?
Beautiful.
Yeah, that's really nice. I will put that on. So that would go lovely with burgundy.
That goes especially well with burgundy, as you can see there. But equally, look at that against the sort of camels there, the denim. Just because it's a colour thing, a lot of people fear colour, but something like this, you can almost treat it a little bit like a neutral because it's not in your face colour. That would go, look at that, even with the olive.
With the olive. Yeah.
Don't be afraid to just mix and match a little bit of experimentation will get you far.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
But
that
is there anybody that should avoid this blue, for example?
Do you know what? I don't like hard and fast rules when it comes to colour,
Yeah.
if I'm honest. If you gravitate towards something and you like it, you go for it.
Yeah.
But I think, as I was saying before, if you put it against your skin tone and you don't feel as if it's really doing much for you, or if you can find another shade and do the comparison, you'll know pretty quickly what works better for you.
But one thing I would say with colour is it's all about where you wear it.
Indeed.
As well.
Yes.
So even if you can't wear that close to your face, you could wear it on the bottom
trousers, yeah.
and it's absolutely fine.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But going into a little bit more colour here. So in terms of your basic essentials, none of this really are essentials. This is the essential to make sure that everything comes together.
Yeah.
These are your extra bits once you've got a few of the essentials in. So this is all down to personal choice. And I'm usually guided by what is trending that season or what is trending that year. But that said, it doesn't mean that you're only going to have that in your wardrobe for that season, because most of the trending colours come back.
Of course they do.
Year and year and year.
Yeah.
And if you buy well to begin with, then you'll be able to bring them out every single year. Darker grey.
Darker grey, I adore. And look at this gorgeous draping scarf that just adds a little bit of extra interest to what would have been quite a simple charcoal grey V-neck,
V-neck, yeah.
I mean, look at this. I don't know if you can see how the fabric on this is so thick and gorgeous, super chic. And this scarf here, I think you'd get a lot of compliments wearing that.
Yeah,
Just
absolutely.
That, you know, just a little bit of extra style, basically.
Yeah, it's a bit of extra style.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the point of this is that you can have your plain round necks and things like that, but once you've gone past that, just to have one or two extra jumpers in your wardrobe that elevate your jumper life is all that we need.
I agree. I mean, once you've got your basics sorted, then you can start to play around a little bit, and that's when you really start to enjoy your wardrobe and getting dressed.
Yeah, of course. Now, a key thing here is that not all of these colours will go underneath all of your jackets, whereby all of these ones will go under any colour jacket. So you need to consider that as well. If you only wear, I don't know, like a black coat, for example, then the dark grey is going to get lost under that black coat a little bit. You might want something that's going to brighten that look up again. So you need to think of it as a whole and not just as one segment in your wardrobe. Okay, so quick little change, and you can now see that we're about to discuss coats. So I'm standing in here in this beautiful Lilysilk coat. We'll put all the details at the side of me. This is a great wool coat. I'm only 5'3.5", and if I get back, you can see it's not too long on me.
Perfect.
Perfect length. But if you are any slighter than sort of like a UK size 6, and maybe, I think probably even on yourself it might be still a little bit overwhelming.
Yeah.
But on, I was about to say normal heights, because we are quite normal, aren't we? We're a little bit smaller. Then it is beautiful. The quality is absolutely gorgeous, really nice, relaxed, and you can see here how I've got just the one button up there, and then I'm allowing the item in the middle, which is just the Lilysilk jumper, just to sort of shine through really and break it up. If I was to do it up like that, and then I didn't add any accessories to brighten it, then it might look a little bit overpowering on me. So just to wear it split open like that is great. Now that isn't going to suffice if it is really, really cold. So within your wardrobe, well, these are all my coats. Yes. Don't let my husband see this. It's good. It's a good job I've got a wardrobe in my house and a wardrobe over here. So these are genuinely all the coats that I wear, and that is extreme. You absolutely do not need that many coats. I just get sent a lot, so we keep them in the studio for filming purposes. But I think we can probably easily categorise them, can't we?
Yes.
So do you want to start at the practical end?
So on the practical end, these I guess you would call your kind of runaround coats. So this is what you might want to wear to take the dog for a walk, do a bit of school run, go nip to the shops, anything. You might have your gym gear on underneath, you just need something to keep you warm. These aren't the jackets that you're kind of showing yourself off in, basically.
No, I'm just going to put a couple on while she's talking about them actually, so you can see each one.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is your standard puffer coat. A lot of people wear these in black. I tend to actually go for like a minky colour myself rather than black.
It's a bit less harsh.
It's a little bit less harsh, isn't it? But then a lot of people, we appreciate, want the dark colour for practicality purposes. This one has got...
Oh my goodness me! You're never going to want to take your hands out your pockets.
Yeah. So this one has got fur lining in the pockets. Type of thing generally we look for deep pockets.
Deep pockets, but also what I love about this is that you've got a little drawstring waist here. Yeah. Because quite often the puffer jackets, when they're long, they tend to be quite straight. Yeah. And if you, like me, have quite a sort of rectangular frame, then you're going to need something to kind of define your waist slightly. It's just less overwhelming.
Yeah, can you see there the shape that it is creating? Yeah. And then I always look for the stand-up collar as well, so that when we remove the hood, and that's another thing we like, don't we? We like a removable hood because then the coat will take us for more occasions. But then also when you have got a hood up like that, you want to make sure that you've got these toggles so it'll actually stay up when you want it to be really practical. So those are the little things we look for. But for some people it's too overwhelming.
A little bit.
A little bit.
In terms of height, shall I try this one on?
Yeah, try that one on as we're talking. Okay. We'll do sort of a swap about and see if we can get through it a little quicker for you by doing this.
So I'm a size 6 to 8 and I'm about 5'2.5". So I tend to struggle a bit with length. Anything that's too big and too bulky just doesn't work for me. So something like this, again, look at this gorgeous fur in there. Oh, it's like having a little cat inside.
Yes,
This is a bit more nipped in. And actually this is another thing to do with colour. This sort of olive green works a lot better for my skin tone, particularly because it's just a little bit less harsh. As we said before.
Yes,
so this can be zipped up, belted,
nipped in. Yeah. We'll just take the tag away. There we go. This is actually a client's one that she's about to come in and collect today.
There we go.
And that's lovely.
It's a bit of shape like that. But do you know what I like with that? It's a puffer, but it's an elegant puffer, I would say.
Absolutely. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at the price for you there. So it's $59.99 on that one. Now sticking with the practical but stylish, and this is what you need in your wardrobe. You need the very practical, but then if you're just going to meet friends for coffee, or if you're going out in the evening or anything like that, it is always good to have a slightly more practical one, but one that looks good, basically. And for that, I have picked out this one. This is a Zara coat. I love the colour.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
All of these coats that have got the fur collar around there, usually the fur is detachable, and that is exactly the case in this one as well. And when the fur is detachable, it means you can continue wearing that for a longer time, basically. Yeah. Now with this one,
it goes from a winter coat to a spring coat.
Yeah, that's exactly what it does, isn't it? And take time to pull your jumper down like that. Especially, I know I'm imagining with yourself, because it overwhelms you because you're so tiny.
Totally. So I mean, you'll see me always pulling things up. Just I have to show off my wrists and create actually a little bit more kind of bulk up here because I'm very narrow and I need a little bit more going on up here. But I popped this on actually. This isn't for me just to go out like this. This is what we would wear underneath that in order to keep you warm, essentially. This is a very light layer from Uniqlo. Yeah. This is one of the most versatile pieces you will ever purchase.
Do you want to come a little bit closer? There we go.
These are I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you've seen these before, but there's a little button under here which you clip there. So you can either wear it with the rounded collar, or you can put it on as a V, and then that won't show if you're wearing anything with a slightly more exposed neckline. I recommend these to everybody. They are, well, they're just a bit of a lifesaver when you live in the UK.
Yeah, absolutely. But also, I know I have showed these before, but can't guarantee that you've watched all of my videos, but what you've got it hiding in the pocket there is this bag, and they literally fold up into the bag so that if you are in the hot shops having a menopausal sweat, which is me all the time, you can pop them into the bag and then pop that into your bag. So I would wear this one under here, for example.
Yeah, and actually also brilliant for travel.
Yes.
Because if you're doing a little city break somewhere and say you just want to take a stylish blazer or whatever in the spring, especially, put one of these in your suitcase and you're never going to get cold because you can whip it out if you need to. Yeah,
absolutely. I'm just going to do a spin round on the back of this. Do you want to just show them the detail there?
Look at this. We've got the buttons here, again avoiding that sort of tent-like effect that you sometimes get from more of an A-line jacket. And we've got this, do you know what, I always love these sort of storm flaps. They add just a little bit of, they're quite elegant, aren't they?
Yes, they are. But you rarely get a fashion one like this that has also got the waterproof element.
Yes.
They might say that they're showerproof, but they don't say they're waterproof. So you can still need your umbrella with this one, but I really like that to fit that gap of practical but still stylish.
Yeah, totally.
Okay, so we've done your practical, we've done your stylish practical. Sorry if you can hear pitter-pattering, it is Monty is walking around and now he's about to come in. Come in, darling, hello. Everybody does like seeing you, don't they? Do you want to sit up here? There we go, he'll stay there. Right, so we've done stylish and practical, and now we're doing just something in between. A car coat, I like to call these, running around the shops, easy to wear coats. Mine is just a Uniqlo one, but I was talking earlier on about how I use a hooded cashmere undercoat, and that's exactly what adds a little bit of extra warmth to this, but also a bit of style.
That makes a massive difference.
It really does.
I tried on earlier on and it was lovely, but that just makes it just pops. Adds a little bit extra.
This one is just a H&M one, really nice. You've got a lovely base layer on underneath it.
Great cut here, again, because it's not straight across, just adding those little curves makes a big difference to the general look of it. And again,
absolutely, the gold hardware, it's all things like this we're looking for. But it might be that your lifestyle, you only need the heavy practical and then maybe just the fleece. So you have to make a decision as to which coat suits your lifestyle. But what we would say is one coat is never enough. You will never look stylish if you're only going around in a big puffer jacket for absolutely every occasion. Moving on, we start to go into more of the fashion pieces. I'll put one of these on for you right now. So we've got a couple of suede jackets. One is naturally quite thick itself. The other one is less so. You may have seen this if you follow us on Instagram. I personally wear this one, thank you. I personally wear this one quite a lot, but what I've been doing lately is I've been taking this sort of accessory, which is just a scarf, a fake scarf effectively, and I've been putting that over the coat. And it effectively looks like a jumper over the shoulders.
Like your shoulder robing.
Which
is very chic. And I love the fact that just breaks up the colour a little bit, because this does suit you, but it just kind of adds a little bit of definition, I guess.
It makes it deeper, doesn't it? It adds the layers that it makes everything more interesting. And these sort of scarves, you could put that on what you're wearing right now. Let's see if that works.
You can even wear it just directly on top of a jumper.
Yes, absolutely.
Just a basic crew neck, add one of these and it just adds another element of interest. And I think what you're saying there about when you add layers, and I don't mean big bulky layers, just extra little bits here and there, that's effectively what styling is.
Yes.
And it makes the world of difference, and it's something simple. It doesn't have to take a lot of brain power to put something like that on, but you know, that's what takes it from a simple sort of standard outfit to something a bit more elevated.
Yeah, well, you just really said it really well. This is what styling is. It's not the jacket that you buy, it's how you zhuzh up the sleeves, it's all the additional little pieces. Now, the last category of coats that I would say is definitely important. If you're going to have any coat, you want your practical ones and then something in between, and then you want a long wool coat. never date, never go out of fashion, and elevate an outfit really easily. I've deliberately not changed any of my styling. You can see I've just got my jeans on and the trainers, and I've gone for a very relaxed look with this mango coat. But Kirsten here.
Yeah, I've got this absolutely stunning Reese number, which it looks as if I'm carrying like a towel here, but it's actually a beautiful scarf that goes with it. However, on my very petite frame, this is just a little bit overwhelming on me, but I know you wear it, Melissa, with the scarf.
Yeah, it's
and it
fine
looks
on
amazing,
mine.
and you would put it all around, but for me, I would actually keep that off and wear it like this.
And so you can see the tailoring on Kirsten, basically.
Look at the movement on it.
Yeah,
it's absolutely gorgeous.
It is beautiful, but the price difference with something like that and this, I think, I don't know how much the mango one is. I'm just looking at Mel through here.
It's usually 80 to 90.
80, 90 pounds, something like that, where something like this is 300. But this is absolutely fine just to elevate gym wear and just to go shopping in and things like that.
I think that's such a really good point. Something like this, you're less inclined to save it for best, because this perhaps you wouldn't want to wear. I mean, it's absolutely gorgeous, but to do the school run. Whereas this one, you could put on and feel that you weren't going to be
mauled by kids.
It's 140, sorry.
Oh, sorry, we've just been told it's 140.
But equally, that's still not too bad at all.
It's not as bad as the 300, but I think your point is exactly right. This becomes a throw-on coat, just like your practical coat does when it's not raining.
But even at that price, I would say that's not a bad price for a coat of this quality, and the fact that it's so classic that you'll be wearing this for decades. It's never going to go out of fashion, so it's a solid investment piece.
Yeah, absolutely. I've also got a very similar one in the burgundy colour here. It's got the same scarf around the neck. That is from Mint Velvet, and that is about £100 cheaper than that one. So you can get them cheaper, but if you want a really beautiful classic cut, then the Reese ones are always beautiful. So next up, we've got your trousers and your jeans. Now, it's up to you how many pairs of those you have, but for me, you can see I've got a whole range of different colours here. Now, you can only embrace all of these different colours if your pieces that you're sandwiching with these jeans are fairly neutral in colour and style. So now that we've got that cream, look, I could pull off, well, any of the trousers. And it will go with the coats there. All that there. All that there. Let's just try that with another colour. Let's go for.
What have we got there?
Should we go for the green?
The green, and again, I would maybe put that with that.
Yeah.
This. Maybe a bit too much green.
Maybe too much green on that one,
I think with these two it goes the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're gorgeous,
So you've always got options, basically. Now, within the trousers themselves, we've got lots of little different designs. Do you want to start at this end here?
Okay, so we've got these extremely versatile and flatters most people, kind of wide leg jean. The colour especially is going to go with everything pretty much in your wardrobe.
Again, this is what we're doing. We're checking all the time. Will it go with that? Will it go with that? Yes, it will.
Yep. So here we've got more of a fashion-led sort of piece. These deep cuff jeans, which are a lovely colour, actually a little bit smarter sometimes. But you probably don't want to be wearing this maybe with a trainer, depending on your height, of course. But in general, I would probably recommend a boot, maybe a sock boot with a sort of that's tighter around the ankle, so that you kind of get the elongation of the leg. These are gorgeous. These are
lovely. And somebody might say, well, these two are very, very similar.
Similar colour, but completely different styles and cuts, and actually maybe different uses, in fact.
Absolutely. One is longer, one is shorter. So often people will say, oh, I don't want to go for that because I've already got a trouser in that colour. But if you've already got it in that colour, it probably means that you've already got coats and tops that go with it. So pick something in the same colour and you'll have another set of outfits. Moving on to the jeans here. So you were very observant straight away about these jeans, weren't you?
They look almost identical, but in fact they are not. One of them is slightly wider and slightly more cropped. So one of them you're going to be able to wear with a trainer or a flat shoe during the day, but the other one you could really only wear with a heel. So don't assume that because you've got two items of the same colour that they can be used across all of your footwear and all of the rest of your wardrobe.
No, they often have very different ways in which you can wear them. And again, it's somebody will say, oh, I don't want another pair of grey jeans in my wardrobe. And you're saying, well, actually you do need another pair of grey because the ones you've got, you can't actually wear with all the shoes that you've got.
Exactly. One thing that you might notice across this entire rail, these trousers, none of them are black, like true black. We've got the dark blue, we've got the rust, navy, green, brown and dark grey. And although we've got a black leather, you'll see it actually reflects the light. I find that a lot of my clients tend to be very dependent on black trousers. The contrast between black and say these colours here is often just a bit too stark, and if you can maybe sort of lean into sort of softer tones, especially as we get older,
absolutely,
we lose definition in our features. It's really hard to carry off black, and if you say have lighter hair and a lighter top and you're wearing black trousers, it doesn't seem to kind of blend as much as it would do if you did a dark grey or a black that's slightly softer.
Yes, this black, you'll all say, well, they are black trousers.
Yeah, but look at the light.
Yeah, look at the light on them. It reflects, so it produces a much softer black. It's not a jet black. And probably one of the biggest misunderstandings in fashion is that everyone needs a black pair of trousers. No, black doesn't go with red, black only really goes with itself or with white.
And the notion of it having a slimming effect, which is another thing I hear all the time. It really doesn't. It's a simple dark colour, but that's equally dark, that's equally dark, that's equally dark. So please don't be dependent on black trousers. If you've got maybe a couple of pairs, fine, but if that is your go-to every day, I would suggest that maybe you swap them out for something like a dark grey or a very dark green, and you will see the difference.
Absolutely. And now linking in with the trousers and with the jackets here, shoes. So this is where we start to look at some different shoes there. I'll give you one there to...
Oh, these are lovely.
To hold. So we've got as you can see, a tan moccasin there. Yeah. We've got a dark brown one, but then we've got a heel in the hand as well. As long as you make sure that your shoe choice represents firstly your lifestyle, so for a lot of you can just throw off the heel because people don't need it, and instead you might want to replace it with a trainer, for example. The boots.
We've got these fab boots, which I think every single person on the team wants a pair of, because they are gorgeous colour. Again, not black.
No.
A chocolate brown works with just as many things as a black does, and just has like a kind of... It often looks a bit more expensive, I think. Right up there.
We'll show you those close up. Yeah. They are lovely. Now, a lot of people will say, but they're suede, what do you do when it rains? So what you do when it rains, other than, first of all, you would have put protection on those boots to begin with, so they are absolutely fine in the rain. But if you were talking a proper downpour, that's when you just move to your big chunky boot. Yeah. Now this one is a black, and it's probably the only style of boot that I tend to have in a black, other than a long, elegant boot. Yeah. Something on those lines. Oh, I think I've got one of those and a new one to show you.
Yeah. And actually, Melissa, what you were saying about if somebody says, oh, they're suede, what if they get wet? You do need, like coats, you need more than one version of a certain thing to, for your different parts of your lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. So I just mentioned black boots. These are the only ones that we are giving to clients at the moment. They're a beautiful suede fabric, but look at the heel. It's tiny.
They're gorgeous.
Yeah, which means a lot of the ladies that come to us and they say they can't wear a heel, but their dresses in winter are looking very much like school teachers, where they wear their dresses and the flat shoes type of thing. That is not difficult to wear with a heel like that.
No, and actually I cannot tell you how versatile a boot that is and how many years you will wear that. It doesn't go out of fashion ever.
No,
and
absolutely.
You can keep them in good condition because you're probably not going to be traipsing about the streets. These are for going out or into the office.
Yeah.
Fantastic with a midi dress when you want to kind of elongate the leg.
Yes.
But get a little bit of kind of winter protection.
Yep. So you need to think about basically your shoes alongside your trousers, alongside your coats, alongside your base layers in between. None of the whole wardrobe can be looked at in isolation. You always need to be thinking, well, what have I got to go with it?
And one thing I actually was going to say about your base layers, or just kind of they're like your jigsaw. It's a jigsaw essentially, and if you don't have, sometimes people don't get as much enjoyment going to buy basic white tees or sort of your foundational pieces, but these are the things that are going to connect your whole wardrobe, and if get them done first, then you'll suddenly your wardrobe will expand massively because everything will start to go.
Absolutely. So I've just had a very quick change just to something neutral. I've got the base layer on that you were wearing earlier on, this super soft one. It's absolutely lovely. And then literally some new jeans that have come into the office about how many minutes ago?
About 5.5 minutes ago, and we were all wowing over them because they actually are not meant to have the cuff up. They're not ones that are designed to have cuff, but look how amazing they look. We just put them up.
Yeah, they just look really nice.
Cool and intentional, and I love it.
Really nice. Otherwise, if you don't like the cuff up, you can see how long these jeans are going to come. So if you're probably anything between 5'5" and 5'9", I'd say that these will come at a really good length on you. But anyway, we're talking accessories now. So the next part of this capsule winter wardrobe that is really, really important.
It is essential, I would say. Nothing elevates an outfit more than the right accessories.
Absolutely, I totally agree with you. So we've got a selection here to show you that we certainly use on our clients all the time. So starting off with these beautiful gloves.
How cool are these?
These are so nice.
They are dramatic.
They're dramatic. So do you want to show them those closer up, Kirsten?
Look at these beautiful burgundy numbers.
And there they are in the chocolate brown.
Oh, I love them.
So I'll go with the burgundy for a second, because I've got a nice burgundy coat that I can show you. I'm going to have to, oh look, when I pull the tags off, that means I'm going to have to keep them.
Oh no!
I have to have them for work, James. That's what I say to
the excuse.
Yeah, that's what I say to my husband.
How many times has he heard that?
Oh, way too many times. There we go. That just elevates that look up. Lovely. And you could have just gone with the coat. Really nice. And bearing in mind that we have got a base layer that is sort of always in the queue in Marks and Spencer's. So this is what we're talking about. That's the sort of packaging it comes in. And yes, we would wear it as a base layer. And I'd say for a start, I'm wearing a UK 10, where usually I'm an 8. So I've gone up straight away so it's not skin tight.
On the tummy.
And then for a lot of people who are conscious around the stomach area, you probably would want a layer over it because it is going to be too tight. But if you're not conscious, then that is really nice. But then the gloves here just allow you to put those sleeves up, because often on wool coats those sleeves are too overpowering. So we automatically would do this, but when we do that in the winter, you want something filling in your arm. Now that is on this arm, you can see we can use the long sleeve top, and that actually looks really nice. It actually freshens up and brightens up the winter. But if not,
it's a bit like your boot, like boots with a cropped jean. You would want to wear like a tight ankle boot so that you keep the elongation of like the line of your leg, and it's a bit the same here.
Absolutely.
You would want to cut off your lovely slim wrist area with a pair of gloves there. You want to keep that line going.
So other accessories, what else have we got there?
Here, part Tony go.
Well, that's going to finish this outfit up really nicely as well. I love a hat, and I always go neutral. So it doesn't matter which of my coats I pull out, then the neutral hat is going to work. So already there we've got some really nice outfits coming on. Okay, so switching it up again for me. So this time I've gone with the brown gloves, and you can see that finishes that outfit off.
I love it.
It just adds that level of sophistication to it, doesn't it?
Just this as well. And just without these, it's a perfectly nice outfit. but this just adds a bit of character and just like style. Again, we keep going back to the fact that the accessories is really what adds the style to a lot of outfits.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll put at the side of us this outfit, but without these accessories. And hopefully you can see that these little finishing touches here are really elevating things.
And one other thing I'd like to point out, because we're going with a kind of a neutral colour palette of coat and base layers, it means that you can experiment with colour in your accessories. So this gorgeous little woolen scarf could be a pop of pink, a pop of blue, a pop of green, whatever, you know, takes your fancy. And that's where you can start to get creative if you want to, without having to like invest in, say, a bright pink coat that you you might love, but you're not likely to get as much use out of, say, a camel one or a brown one. So that's where I would suggest anybody who kind of wants to experiment with colour starts with some gorgeous accessories like that.
I like the idea of red and camel.
Yeah,
Does that go?
Yeah, for
So
sure.
yeah, putting one of these in red on would look really nice. But yeah, so that is how we play around with accessories, and that is what should be part of your capsule winter basic wardrobe. Basically, you just need to make sure that the accessories are relatable to your lifestyle and what you need in your lifestyle.
100%.
Okay, so it's just back to myself now, I'm afraid. Kirsten had to go and start her online styling. What I wanted to show you next is another segment in my personal wardrobe. I have a lot of gym wear and I have a lot of casual clothes. So we're talking tracksuits like this. And this is probably one of the most basic types of tracksuits that you can get. So a plain light grey colour, whether it's a navy or whatever, the styling of it is very achievable for absolutely anybody. And what I wanted to show you is that we all hang out at home in such items. Right now you can see that I've added some burgundy socks in and some burgundy trainers, but what I wanted to show you is that just with a few of the pieces that I've got in my wardrobe, you can pretty much, I wouldn't say transform this outfit, but you can certainly make it wearable outside in. And there's a couple of things that you can do here. So first of all, I'm going to keep on the cuffed version, so you can actually see my socks and you can see my shoes. The alternative is not to see your socks and shoes, and this actually, I believe, creates a slightly more elevated look, but we'll move to that in a second. So all I'm going to do now is grab one of the wool coats. This is where a wool coat or maybe a leather bomber works really well. So we're just grabbing this mango one right now. Straight away I'm pushing up the sleeves, and I'll use just some little elastic bands just to make sure that those sleeves stay up like that. And always make sure, it doesn't matter whether I've got a tracksuit on or my pajamas on, my jewellery is always on, because that is what's going to help elevate the tracksuit as well. So straight away, with nothing else, you can see now it's more than acceptable to go to the shops in. Add in a nice bag and maybe even a cap. I know not everybody's going to like a cap, but I love a cap in the morning. Now, in slight contrast, I've got on the wider leg version. And rather than going down the socks and the shoe where you can see it and the cap and that younger vibe, I've gone for a slightly more sophisticated look by adding on the scarf, keeping the cap off. And you can see that that looks just as nice, but it's just a slightly different style. This is where you have to be truthful to your own style. If you feel that the cuff one is perhaps too young a look for you, you'd never wear the cap, then try and think about a jogging set that is going to lend itself well to the items that you have in your wardrobe, and not just what you see an influencer wearing. Now, something also to note in your casual wear is that you need to make sure the colours are going to coordinate with everything else. So we apply the same amount of thought on colours and style as we do when we're buying our jeans to go with our coats and our base layers to go with our coats. So the loungewear is not a secondary thought. It's just as primary as it is for all other pieces in your wardrobe, if loungewear is a significant part of your styling. For me it is. I put all of my gym wear, for example, with my nice cashmere jumpers, so I always make sure that everything coordinates there as well. So that's it for today's video. Thank you very much for watching. If you could press that subscribe button, you know we will be very, very grateful. If you're interested in a one-on-one session and want to book either myself, Kirsten, or any of the other stylists that work for us, then every single one of them has trained with myself, so they all work to exactly the same standards and they're all brilliant in their own right. Put Kirsten's details in the description box along with everybody else's, and yeah, we look forward to seeing you again next week. Thanks very much for watching.